16th in shooting percentage, and he was also a
Pistons. Their first time playing these guys this season. A year ago, going 1-2. They'd like to improve on that this go around. And what a beginning to the season we've had. Some amazing plays, some huge games. Shaq, for the teams that have gotten out to a fast start, how do they go about maintaining that momentum?
Well, it's called PPM, Ernie. Perseverance, physically and mentally. Put your hands up, Ernie. Put your hands up, Kenny.
Okay.
Touch it.
All right.
Join hands. You just got to ride the wave and don't overthink it. Bring it back, Kenny. Oh, there you go. Ride the wave. Don't overthink. One last time. Ride the wave. There you go.
Okay.
Bring it back. Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
I got it.
I got my hands.
What does that have to do with maintaining that momentum?
You got to ride the wave, Ernie.
Oh, okay.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Well, have you got something that doesn't require physical demonstration?
Well, I just say that your hands were very soft. I just want to say that. You do a good job of, moisturizing.
Moisturizing,
Yeah,
yes.
you do.
You know what it was? It was some of that Gold Bond. Man up, Ernie.
Oh, my goodness, man. Well, let's just keep improving and see what happens.
Let's go, of course, Kevin Harlan has the call.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. Well, Washington Wizards coming to this one following a loss to Philadelphia.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
You knew they weren't playing well. They tried to make some adjustments. Those got countered, and this just wasn't their night.
Early returns in the season so far. Some teams already separating themselves as championship contenders. Are we getting ahead of ourselves? Is it too early for them to start thinking about home court advantage right now?
This is a fascinating thing in the NBA because there is some current analytics that suggest that home court advantage is not playing the part it once did in NBA success.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would say to you this, somebody who, like LeBron James, has proven consistently he can win a game or two on the road in the playoffs to go ahead and negate that home court advantage. For somebody who is in championship contending position consistently, home court is not part of their long-term thing.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Lure and Drummond together down low. Jackson and Bradley are in the backcourt. And it's Harrison at the free throw. Now here's Beal. And the rest of plays Drummond.
Terrific ball movement there, and once again, John Wall finds the right man at the right time.
Pass to the Drummond. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. First quarter, just over a minute played. Now here's Wall. He's coming off a 16-point game against Philadelphia. And Jackson with the block. Nice deep for Wall.
Boy, the defense gets into his head and alters his release when he really doesn't have to.
Moore is a screen. And it's Wall in the corner. And again, Washington with the triple.
The basketball IQ on display for Otto Porter makes the right read there.
Out to the right wing. Here's Lure. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Lure's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And that's how you answer that.
Well, you can tell. That was a little give good, get good. Executed well on the offensive end, connects on the deep threat.
Now here's Wall. There's the foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Stolen by Jackson.
You love that defensive effort right there showing up.
Here's Bradley. The shot, no good. Now Washington takes it the other way. This game against Detroit here, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Now here's Gortat. Beal, that's for two. It's Drummond with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Harris misses. Wizards leading by three. Wall attacking. And a shot by Wall.
This is what we mean by the fast twitch athlete. John Wall explodes to the rack.
Dishes to Drummond. And the layup's good off the glass. Drummond's got his second bucket of the night. Washington has gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. There's a screen by Gortat. And Wall kicks to Gortat. Beal gets a wide open look. And the Wizards deep.
And how quick is that release? And it's really on the board. Beal doing what he does best.
To the right lane. Here's Lure. Another three for Detroit. Washington's gone 3 of 3 for deep. 9 points, 1 after outside here in the first. That's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and maybe one.
Here's Lure. Rebound, Washington. Kicks to Gortat. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
We know this. Marcin Gortat has always been a very heady player. He's a guy who won't force shots. He's always looking to get a quality opportunity, and he's got great awareness on the floor.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes the first. People rarely think about the mental aspect of playing off the ball in the post, but Gortat, Doris, is as strong as any in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, I think Marcin is so smart playing off the guys around him. He can face up and knock down a jumper from mid-range. He's an excellent cutter. There's a lot to like about his game.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Gortat, guys, really an ambassador for his home country of Poland. He loves that cultural exchange. And how about this? He speaks 4 languages.
Now here's Lure. Again, Sharp. He's really on his game. Drummond. It's good. Drummond's got 6. And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against Charlotte.
And I was impressed with how comfortable they looked in that environment, made the most of their possessions.
They were extremely efficient, Greg. They ran their offense at high percentage shots.
Now here's Bradley. After Markieff Morris's miss. Outside Beal. And again, Washington no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Anti-up as that one's no good. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. That's a 2 for Smith. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Wizards with the lead. Outside Porter, pass to Wall. Morris a screen. There's Porter with the 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And it's Drummond with the jam.
You could see Drummond's eyes light up once he knew that finish was coming. He didn't waste the chance. Boy, did he get his money's worth on that one.
Now here's Wall. 5 points in the game. Off the screen, and the rejection by Smith. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
And that's down the first one. First, we talk about speed and quickness being a difference maker on offense, which players really use those attributes to lock down players defensively.
I think it's hard not to look at Marcus Smart and Jay Crowder, the kind of physical attributes, meaning speed, toughness, length, but they also have the mindset necessary to look opposite some of the best players in the league and say, not on my watch. I'm going to get down in my stance and I'm going to prohibit you from getting to your strengths. It's really maybe underappreciated by everyone except coaches and fans of the game.
Sure, you and I were just talking about Tony Allen.
That's a great point. I mean, Tony Allen has made his career specifically on the defensive end because, as you know, he's an opportunistic cutter, and if you leave him open, he can make an uncontested mid-range. But the reality is, Tony Allen is in the NBA because he is a great defensive player.
Got a piece of it. It's taken away by Smith. Goes up the baseline. Marjanovic passes it to Galloway. He takes it out to Johnson. Feeds it to Towler. Here's Galloway. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Washington is dropping 4 or 5 from 3-point line so far in the ballgame. Got that one up quick. Meeks had his first points of the night. The Pistons trailing. On the wing, Johnson. Back to Smith. And he banks in the layup.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The Wolves are shooting 40% here in the early stages. And Wall kicks to Meeks. Here's Oubre. He had 15 points last outing. The pass to Wall. 5 on the clock. From 20 feet out. And the jumper is on the mark. Wall's got his 3rd basket of the night.
You can see the satisfaction John Wall takes in making those jumpers. He continues to improve in that area.
Galloway dishes to Johnson. Here's Marjanovic. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. 1:57 left in the first. For Washington, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Here's Oubre. Tight defense on him. Smith outside. And Wall kicks to Oubre. Nice ball movement by Washington. Nice shot by Smith.
Did they let him get that wide open?
Pistons trail by 3. Passes it to Towler. On the wing, Johnson. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Washington's run 4-6 from long range here early on. And Wall kicks to Meeks. The dish to Smith. He feeds it to Meeks. Ball against Smith. Smith gets to the pick for Wall. Here's Oubre. Off the mark and a bad shot there. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Johnson kicks to Tolliver. And that misses. That would have put him up. Washington with the ball. Oubre with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. Not loose. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Jim Frazier's checked in for Washington. Detroit's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Smith kicks to Tolliver. To Marjanovic. Misses from short range.
Good interior D there prevents the use.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
John Wall getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hand. She's the one who taught me my form, my follow through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still to this day thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special in the air.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
And off we go on a post-game now starts the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait to see if they can keep that going.
You just try to keep riding this wave, right? They've been absolutely dominant from three-point territory.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Pistons, Bogdanovic is out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Johnson, and it's Galloway into the two. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
Now, here's Meeks. Team right on him. Back to Smith. He dishes the two-way. Shot clock at 6. Outside, Meeks. He gets hold in by Tolliver. The Pistons leading. Inside. Here's Bogdanovic. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, they're cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Smith gets to Uber. Expanding his range. Rebounded by the Pistons. Bogdanovic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. On the wing, Johnson. Bogdanovic down low. Mahinmi on him. Galloway gets to Johnson. From T. Johnson hits it from 3-point range. Now it's a 6-point Piston lead. For Washington, they've got 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change.
Well, listen, we know the heart of this Wizards team is the backcourt of John Wall and Bradley Beal. They are the engine that gets this team going, and both serve as great leaders as well.
In the corner of Oubre. The Wizards with another miss. Detroit leading by 6. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball moving.
And Horace with Wall and Beal, the Wizards leaders. Most would argue that they are the best backcourt right now in the Eastern Conference.
Well, there is a tandem in Toronto that might argue that supposition, but to me, Bradley Beal and John Wall are absolutely one of the elite backcourts in the NBA. Both guys are efficient scoring, both can create off the dribble, and it's hard to overstate how much they need this team.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession. And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and backcourt for the Pistons.
And their big men have taken an active role here as far as distribution is concerned. When you can see over the defense, a lot of times you have an angle to create a pass that might not be there for a smaller man.
Pass to Bogdanovic. And Bogdanovic with the slam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Wizards trail by 8. Frazier kicks to Meeks. Beal against Johnson to stop the drive, and so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Bradley Beal coming off that huge contract noise he signed before last season.
Well, and rightly so, because when Beal is right, Kevin, you can see how deadly he is. He looked much more active last season, was able to drive to the rim, make cuts off the basketball. I just think when playing with confidence and aggression, this guy is truly extraordinary.
Throw good Beal.
Not really really believe this is one of the top up-and-coming two guards in the NBA, Bradley Beal.
Washington making some changes. Gortat's checked in for Mahinmi. Morris comes in for Kelly Oubre, and Porter subbed in for Jody Meeks. Then for the Pistons, John Lowry checked in for Marjanovic. Harris comes in for Johnson, and it's Avery Bradley in for Langston Galloway. And both free throws good for Beal.
I don't think there's any doubt, guys, that last season was the best season in Bradley Beal's young career. It was the most points per game, and he did so while shooting 48%. Just really impressive.
It's almost hard to believe that somebody can throw it down like that.
It's a small club, right? It's a very small club, that's for
Very
sure.
exclusive.
He can really rise up.
He's a force. I mean, it gets a lot easier when you face little to no resistance.
Morris a screen. Off the pick. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Beal's got 10. For Beal, his improvement wasn't only in the scoring department.
No doubt. I thought he had a strong case for most improved player when you look at the areas he elevated his game. Career high in assists, career high in threes made, as well as free throws taken. I mean, what more could you ask for?
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
On the wing, Harris. Shot left block. Gortat with the defensive effort.
My goodness, get right in his grill and force him to alter the shot. That's tough defense in the post.
And that one goes out of bounds. That's touched by Porter.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. Last season, he played outstanding. Second in rebounding, 16th in shooting percentage. And he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards, to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. Here's Harris. Up and in on the layup. Harris has got the lead up to 8 now for the Pistons.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
There's Porter with the 3. Porter can't get that one to fall. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 13-4 run right now. That's good from Harris on the assist by Bradley. Harris has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And Avery Bradley with arguably his best season last year.
No doubt, Kev. Very efficient shooting the basketball. His rebounding numbers were off the charts. And let's remember, he's 6'2", but plays much bigger.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
John Wall's checked in for Frazier. And Detroit with a change here, too. Is Smith. He's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Pistons leading by 10. Harris kicks to Bradley. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Good work defensively by Morris.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. A rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got his third rebound on the night. Wall dishes to Beal. Here's Morris. And again, Washington, no good. And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 15-4 run. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Harris inside the line. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Second, John Wall.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
He kicks it to Gortat. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got 3 assists in the game. Pistons lead by 8. Out of the way, Harris from downtown. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Wizard shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. And Beal kicks to the wall. over Smith. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Outside Wall. That one misses. And the Pistons now going the other way.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Wizards trail by 10.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
A drive by Beal. Count it. Beal's got 6 here in this quarter.
This, to me, is one of Bradley Beal's advantages. The defense has got to respect the perimeter jump shot, and that sets up that dribble drive.
It's stolen by Morris. It's Beal on the wing, guarded by Bradley. And the foul on Avery Bradley. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Ball pass it to Gortat. And there's the feed to Porter.
Just has lost the feel in terms of scoring here in the second quarter.
Drummond dishes to Lure. On the way, Harris. Smith on the wing. Kicks it to Drummond. Dishes it to Lure. Smith on the wing. Pass to Drummond. With the clock winding down, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, that's great TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Right side Porter. It's stolen by Bradley.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
Absolutely, you have to execute. No reason why they can't get a couple of chances at scores.
It's good. The Grizzlies are down to 8 on the bucket from Wall.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
5 seconds separate the shot game clocks. And here's Harris from the arc. Kicks it out to Bradley. Feeds it to Lure. There's the pass to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And I tell you what, nobody willing to put a stop to that slam.
Yeah, a break for the defense. That was a case of standing back, watch the show, buckle up.
He saw the defense playing soft and simply used his natural gifts to take advantage.
And so it's Detroit with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They trailed by a bunch, but once they got going, the comeback was on. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Bradley. The old saying, no rebounds, no rings. How important is it to continue to have 5 guys go to the glass in the second half?
Yeah, all five guys. I think this is what like getting out the transition. So I think once we find the moving guards, we all got to get in there and rebound.
You can't score unless you have the ball, right? Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. And now, the 2K Sports halftime
Ernie
show.
Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny and Jeff Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Andre Drummond having an outstanding game. He had 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 block. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
You know what, Ernie? I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
Kenny, what's your take on Washington so far?
Well, obviously, they didn't show up on the glass at all. They were getting outworked, out-hustled, and outplayed. And their competition showed just the opposite. They wanted it more. You can't give up a ton of extra possessions in a game like this and then expect to win.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
The second half is about to get going here. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
And through 2 quarters, surprising how aggressive he was offensively.
Yeah, I think this guy was really looking for his shot on every possession. Remarkable effort from him on the offensive end in that first half.
Gomez with defensive rules now allowing teams to play a sort of soft zone. Does that make it easier to hide bad defensive players on your team?
Well, it certainly gives you one avenue. I don't think you can play zone in the NBA for any extended periods because the coaching is too good and the skill level of the players who destroy a zone and you expect a diet of it. I do believe, however, that hiding a defensive weakness comes down to personnel. How many can you hide on one particular floor? Somebody's going to get exposed somewhere if there's too many.
No doubt. The exposure backcourt is Wall and Beal at the 1 and 2. Morris and Gorchak together down low. And it's Porter at the 3, the small forward. That's the early for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. And Wall kicks to Porter. Pass to Beal. Gorchak with a screen on Bradley. Beal dishes to Morris. Here's Gorchak. Right through the knee for the lane. Gorchak's got his second basket of the night.
That's called battling your way for the second chance opportunity. Gorchak is a real handful.
And the shot is good. Bradley's got the lead at the 12 now for Detroit.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Beal with the Wall. On the wing, over Lure, and there's Morris. That's good on the assist for Morris. Morris has got his second basket of the game.
Well, this is how Morris makes his living. Lethal on the mid-range jumper.
Lure inside, covered by Morris. Lure can't hit. Outside for Beal. Off target from three-point range.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. He can miss it. And that's why he missed.
Jackson against Wall. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Down and drops through that for his ninth bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Washington calls timeout.
And they've been very loose with the ball here. They haven't been as patient, forcing things a bit, which has led to turnovers. They need to just slow down and relax.
Let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. Fifth is Marcin Gortat.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask. He'll have the answer for you.
Wall dishes to Gortat. Second chance, and so he ends a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
That's just excellent use of the pump fake from Gortat. He's constantly working on selling whoever is checking him.
These are his 34th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one drops.
And it's the little things that Marcin Gortat is so good at that helps you at that center position. His awareness of space, strong in the pick and roll, and also a solid finisher at the rim.
Marjanovic checked in for John Lure. And he can't hit the second. And with Gortat, it's those little things like setting timely screens or great moving to open up room for others that make him so valuable.
Kevin, he is deadly in the pick and roll. One of the best screeners in terms of his effectiveness to create space. And usually he's near the top of the league in terms of baskets that's created off of his screen.
And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Drummond.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point, you're starting to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Bradley. Shot clock at 5. Here's Morris. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Morris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
How about the focus by Marquise Morris, undeterred with the hand in his face.
On the way, Jackson. From outside the arc. Rebound by the Wizards. Gortat's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Beal evades the wall. And with that, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Wall's got 14.
Another spot right? A nice confidence booster for John Wall.
Morjanovic takes to Drummond. Doesn't get the drop for. Gortat with the defensive effort. To the wing right side. Morjanovic dances to Drummond. Kicks it out to Johnson. The dish to Jackson. Over the wall. In the corner, it's Galloway. From outside, off the mark. Wizards trail by 9. All with it. Already down by Jackson. Pass to Beal. Morris dishes to Beal. Takes the 13-footer. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Now it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look like any fun.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Pistons. His Smith comes in for Langston Galloway, and it's Ocho for Washington. Jim Frazier's checked in for John Wall. Detroit leading by 9. Jackson in the corner. Here's Morjanovic. Gortat defensive effort. Poke loose. And Morjanovic picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Kelly Oubre is checked in for Otto Porter Jr. Ball's not loose. Johnson gets to Smith. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Kicks it out to Johnson. Trying to get back on track. A rebound by Gortat. Wizards trail by 9. Frazier outside. The Wizards reaching the ball around now. There's the screen. There's a screen by Gortat. 6 to shoot. Nice shot by Frazier. Frazier's getting his first bucket in this one.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at the hard defender, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
That's a 2 from Smith. That's good on the jump shot. Smith's got his second bucket. Washington's gone 1-2 from beyond the arc since coming to the break. Now Detroit moving it up. He feeds it to Johnson. And the shot goes in. And now an 11-point Detroit lead.
I'll tell you guys, what a delivery on that lead pass. He puts it right where his teammate can go get it.
Frazier kicks to Gortat. They set the screen. There's Beal with the three. Rebound by Johnson.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
The feed to Tolliver. Frazier against Smith. Tries a three. The shot comes out. Nice deep inflation.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They bailed him out, and he's still got time to turn it around.
He dishes it to Morris. 5 on the clock. 10 for 12-footer. Morris has got 8.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Pistons leading by 9. Jackson passes to Johnson. In the corner, Marjanovic with it. Back to Jackson. Marjanovic down low. Hortas there. They get it back.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Outside for Jackson. Fires the three. Jackson can't get that one to fall.
This has been absolutely brutal. Missed every shot this quarter. He needs to keep his head up and keep working.
And well, Detroit shooting 41% for the game. Here's Johnson. Rebound by the Wizards.
He's fighting it in this quarter. Hasn't been able to get into any sort of groove.
Here's Beal. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Love to see a shooter like Beal mixing it up on the interior.
Time call here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. Doris, you went to the basketball court, right to the broadcasting booth. Having seen the game now from an analyst perspective, how do you go back and tell Doris the player?
Yeah, I'd probably tell myself to throw myself completely into the vibe of the team. To never, even if I was struggling as a basketball player, to turn inward. I would always say turn outward to your teammates and invest in what's going on with the group. And then that seems to make everything fall into place.
And mentally, too, I think you got to focus like you would as a player. And you are going.
No question about it.
All in here now, for an injury report.
Hi guys, the head athletic trainer of the Pistons, Anderson Information, told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. A really discouraging development for this team in such an early part of the season. Let's see how they respond.
Thank you. We're all interested in what this is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. But one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is going through this. But I'm sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
And do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Mahinmi. So he gets the whistle. Contact in the way on there. 2 shots coming up.
Looking here at some numbers for Smith. How he performed last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And right now, he's just a role player, but he's working hard and contributing in spurts.
Well, we've certainly seen flashes of what this guy can do, but he has got to find a way to consistently do it if he wants to be a starter.
That free throw good from Mahinmi.
The big man from France, Jan Mahinmi, had to fight through a number of injuries to get to this point, but he's the kind of battler every team is looking for.
He hits one and misses one. He's at the line.
You know, I think this guy's a solid center to defend and board for you. So important.
And Doris Mahinmi is not a flashy player by any means.
Right, Jan is a guy who doesn't need to play with flash in order to impact the game. He does a terrific job filling up space on the offensive end and teams collapse off him. And this guy's got a great career field goal percentage because he takes only the shots he knows he can make.
Wizards trail by 5.
2-for-1 territory, but they got to work quick.
Right, you don't want to rush it, but you do want to get off as quick a shot as possible. Well, he hasn't given them much of anything. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving. I'll tell you, they wouldn't have judged all their looks were that close.
Washington's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime, buried 2 of them. Here's Smith. And another miss by Washington. Harris dishes to Smith. Good. Harris gets the assist. And now it's a 9-point Piston lead.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
And so is Detroit ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Three-quarters in the books, folks. Right in with us. Welcome back as we get going. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Smith and Bradley are together in the backcourt. Moore and Drummond together down low. And it's Harris at small forward. That's a 2 for Smith. And a shot's good after hitting off the rim. Smith's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pistons. Here's Wall. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Lure. And finished off by Lure.
Well, go ahead. Just hammer it hard.
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league. But my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
You love it when he plays big, overpowering move right there.
And here's Harris from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. And the Pistons lead by 16.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
But it's not easy building a lead like this on the road, Greg, but they have been lights out throughout this game.
Here's Wall. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. Andre Drummond picks one up.
But the speed just makes it so tough to contain John Wall without fouling.
And he knocks down the first one.
I think when you watch John Wall with his speed both in the half court and the open floor, he creates so much. This guy's blow-by ability sets up his teammates, and I'll tell you, it's the engine that gets this offense started.
Otto Porter Jr. is checked in for the Wizards. And Wall, a fantastic shot creator, both for himself and for others. He's done a better job to us against the free throw line as well.
You know, Kevin, it's almost amazing how much of the offense is created through John Wall. There's no doubt he deserved MVP consideration for everything he does for the Wizards. Great season and was the clear leader on one of the best teams in the East.
And the basket by Harris.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
No, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling and sits totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Kicks the board. Launches a three. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. And there's a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Backed in off the glass. Drummond's got 20 points.
This is ridiculous. Can you remember the last time they missed?
They're on fire. Seems like they cannot miss.
Washington calls timeout. Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And he's in a complete groove right now. I don't think they can stop him altogether, but they at least need to make him work a little harder than he has been.
And the Pistons making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Dishes it to Mahibi. 6 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Washington. Oubre. No one around him. Here's the foul. It's on Mahibi. That is his first foul of the game. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Jackson kicks to Drummond. And no good that time. And it's Washington the other way. Here's Jackson. Oubre pulls it in.
Well, he hasn't been a big contributor tonight for sure, but it hasn't prevented them from being in a position to grab the win.
Sinks the triple.
One of the top assist men in the league. Go to work, John Wall.
Over in the corner. Lure. That's it. That's his fifth field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Here's Oubre. Offline with his three.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Jackson against Wall. Jackson passes to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And Wall kicks to Meeks. Harris against Porter. And it's Wall in the corner. That three off the mark. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 15-5 run. To the middle. And it's Bradley. That time on the assist from Tobias Harris. Harris has got 5 assists tonight. Wizards trailed by 21. And Wall kicks to Meeks. Back to Wall. Doris Reed evaluating how good a player was over his career. You can look at analytics, statistics, whatever avenue you want to take. How important are the rings, the championships in that equation for you?
Yeah, I know there is some conversation that's saying if you don't have a ring, your career wasn't great. I would say this to you. Karl Malone and John Stockton are in no way diminished in terms of their Hall of Fame credentials simply because they lack a ring. Sometimes it's the era within which you're operating. Michael Jordan was the greatest player of his generation. Some would say the greatest player of all time. I would say that Karl Malone and John Stockton, unfortunately, were at their peak, in the peak of maybe the greatest player, Michael Jordan. So in no way is someone like Patrick Ewing diminished in terms of his stature and greatness simply because the Knicks were never able to break through. I don't buy that argument.
You frame that so well. Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Gortat starts in for Mahina. Markieff Morris comes in for Oubre. And Beal subs in for Jody Meeks. And Markieff Morris, a power forward who gives you a different look and a little bit of everything going.
Well, what I love about Keith, he isn't going to back down on the block. And he's able to score in a number of different ways. Got a great nose for the basket. Collectively finishing at the rim. This guy adds so much value.
That one falls, so it's both of them. Doris, we know there's a lot of trash talking on the court. Some of it is untimely, some of it not so much. Just kind of playing around. What do you consider comments going over the line?
Well, given that I'm not necessarily privy to exactly everything that's said, I imagine much of it not PG rated. No. I would say that's an issue for the players to decide. If you step over the line, you're going to feel me in some way, shape, or form.
I don't know, though. We've never had a time in any professional sport, but in particular the NBA, where there has been a real feeling of community among the players. And I think in the old days, it was genuine hatred. There's some of that now. But there is really a feel like we are all in this together.
Maybe too much so. Like I enjoyed watching Larry Bird, who is supposed to be among the best trash talkers, get into the head of a player. Draymond Green is the current iteration of perhaps the best trash talker. I say, listen, let him yap a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
He's taking Kevin Garnett's place in that regard, I think. And Harris drives them both. Wizards trailed by 19. Deal with it. Now guarded by Brad. Wall wide open. Off the mark there with a three-point shot. To the middle. Here's Lure. Good. Harris gets the assist. And the Pistons lead by 21.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
There's a screen by Gorchak. Here's Wall, and Washington again with the bucket.
That's a good contest right there, but John Wall is locked in.
Pistons lead by 19. Out left of the wing. Harris against Porter. Harris dishes to Jackson. Lure the pass to Drummond. Doesn't go that time. Gorchak with the defensive end. There's Beal with the three. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his third rebound tonight. Lure inside, covered by Morris. Jackson from long range. Pistons keep it alive. In the corner, Bradley with it. Shoots over Beal. They grab their own miss. Wizards trail by 19. It's stolen by Bradley. And Lure kicks to Drummond. And it's good for two. Drummond's got 6 points in the quarter.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Washington calls timeout.
And Avery Bradley won the national student title at Fenway Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season in Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Ball against Jackson. There's a screen by Gorchak. Knocked away. Here's Morris. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket. And Bradley, a great athlete, he won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness is more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
And now it's Bradley running. He can go all the way. Finished off the break.
Now, don't sleep on Avery Bradley in transition. This guy is superb at reading defenses and fast break opportunities.
Wall against Jackson. And Wall kicks to Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got his 7th assist here tonight. Detroit leading by 21.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a galling win for the Pistons.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Drummond.
Well, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
Frazier dishes to Meeks. Back to Frazier. Jackson comes over with the double.
You too.
Washington with the ball. Meeks on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Here's Frazier. Rebound by the Pistons. Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Towler. Back to Jackson. lays it off the glass.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
5 seconds separate the shot game clocks. Smith makes the Frazier. Beal from long range. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in territory no one knows.
That's exactly right. But with the way they control the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Oldham, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time. Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics playing against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, it's been a very successful first half of the season for them. When the opportunity to win a ball game has been there for them, they have grabbed it over and over. And this evening's matchup, I guess we don't expect a lot of scoring. Got two lockdown defenses here. Kenny, what makes these two teams so difficult to score against?
Oh, aggressive mindset and taking care of the defensive boards.
Well, you also got to have great athletes and a willingness to help each other.
I almost said that.
I know you did. I almost said what you said.
No doubt.
That's going to wrap it up from here. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later on.
Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Thrilled, and before this game gets going, let's check out our Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Stan Van Gundy. David.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Thank you, David. And the NBA season can be a long one, Chris. How important were team functions and team events during the season as a way to relieve some of the stress of the season?
Oh, man, if you're on a good team and a good team in the locker room, then you really don't even have to have team functions because you're going out, hanging out after every practice, going to play golf on warm days.
It's just natural. Right?
Yeah, it's just natural. You're eating with guys, hanging out with guys, and so it is everything because really these are the guys that you're playing for. And the better chemistry, the better the team, I've always believed. And so team functions, hanging out with the guys, always important.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Moore and Drummond together down low. Kennard is out there with Jackson, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. Hayward can hit. Now Detroit moving it up. Hayward grabs the board. On defense, the Pistons, they want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
Well, also great execution. Let's not forget about that. Being active gets you only so far if you lack the discipline.
Drummond, good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
The muscularity and skill set of Drummond is incredibly difficult to match up against. A tremendous big man who is remarkable in the paint.
And it's Detroit's ball. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. And the dunk by Jackson.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
Oh, yeah, and as a big man, you need such an aggressive move. That's the tone that you want to set, the attitude that you're trying to play with your teammates to follow.
Not getting anything to fall here early. 4 straight misses to start the game.
Shoots from 12. Here's Drummond. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Drummond's got his second bucket of the night.
Now, the energy Drummond has on the glass, it's really ridiculous. He's a spark plug, a real spark plug.
Kicks it to Horford. 6 on the shot clock. Right side Irving. Over Jackson. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game. Low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lua. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Picked by Horford. Here's Smart.
Yeah, but you have to like the mentality to get inside, even though they're struggling to finish.
Harris drives in. Here's Drummond. Knocked away. And stolen by Horford. Smart dishes to Irving. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Jackson passes to Kennard. And it's sent back by Irving. That one goes in.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Picked by Horford. Hayward outside. Irving for 3. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Irving's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball. Feeds to Drummond. Rebounded by the Celtics. Defeated by the Pacers in the last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And the big problem, they got trigger happy. Shot a very low percentage from beyond the arc.
Well, the obvious solve is to go to the basket. There were some open lanes. They were just unwilling to take advantage of it.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
And just think about this. Kyrie Irving in a single season at Duke, he only played 11 games. He was limited to 11 games. Still, he was the #1 overall pick. That's just game. And then he justified it winning Rookie of the Year. Incredible.
And Kyrie Irving with a historically great rookie campaign, but some have said he hasn't improved a whole lot on that big entrance into the NBA.
This defense is still a work in progress, and that's what he has to shore up if he's going to enter the conversation for maybe best point guard in the world. But to me, he's already in that conversation. Among the most feared one-on-one scorers in the league, that is Kyrie Irving. He has the handles to get to wherever he wants, no matter where he is on the floor. He's a threat.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Celtics trail by 7. Horford with a screen on Jackson. Irving can't hit. And Kyrie Irving sniffing that 50, 40, 90 territory. 50% from the field, 50% from deep, 90% from the line. He is that kind of shooter. And Chris,
this is creativity combined with that efficiency. That's what makes him so great.
picked by Horford. Back to Irving. Fires the three. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Kennard's shot is off. Celtics on offense. 9-point game. Hayward kicks to Irving. And there's the feed to Horford. Stripped it away. And here comes Harris, leading the fast break. Puts up a three. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
So the Celtics called timeout, their first chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
And you so often hear about how much Detroit Pistons fans pride themselves on the defense of this team. It's a part of the franchise's identity. All the fans in Detroit definitely love their defense.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And the basket by Rozier. And here are the Pistons now. They're on a 17-7 run. The dish now to Galloway. Passes it to Marjanovic. Just 5 on the clock. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And only a handful of teams have a franchise identity like that with the Pistons in defense. Maybe the Lakers playing up-tempo or Memphis grinding it out.
Well, yeah, not many teams or franchises have an identity, and that's what makes it so special to play in Detroit for that reason. There's nothing like hearing the crowd get hyped for a defensive stop.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Back to Smith. The Pistons working the ball around now. Pass to Galloway. Tolliver kicks to Marjanovic. From 6 feet. Not going to go that time. Now Boston takes it the other way.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Tatum passes to Rozier. Morris outside. To the middle. Here's Tatum. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And Tatum already showing some efficiency from beyond. Fantastic at getting the position he wants for the shot.
Tolliver kicks to Johnson. The 10-footer finds the target. And the Pistons lead by 9. The Celtics shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Rebound by Smith.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
He gets it in there.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Rozier the pass to Baines. To the middle. A nice shot by Tatum.
And how about the determination on Tatum's face on that one there? The D had no chance. This kid is just too polished when he gets it down low.
Johnson kicks to Tolliver. 1:29 left to play in the first quarter. Pocket 6. Galloway. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Rozier the pass to Baines. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. There's the pass to Marjanovic. And Boston with the rebound.
Not the tightest of D on him, but not the best of finishes either.
And it's Rozier missing. Pistons leading by 9. Smith kicks to Tolliver. Pass to Marjanovic. And Baines pulls it down.
He keeps battling, but so far this quarter, he hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Rozier, who's guarded by Johnson. And the basket by Rozier.
absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out. I'm not sure if the D bothered him or if he just lost concentration on that one, but that's a layup he should.
He dishes it to Baines. Shot from the wing. And it's Brown missing.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
And so the first quarter is in the books. The Pistons on top. They're up by 7. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team. But we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media, but also, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Oh yeah. They're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from one another. And I got to tell you, it's fun to watch.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Well, it means extra possessions, and that's certainly reflected in the score right now.
We've got Tatum. Aaron Baines out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Brown, and it's Rozier in at the 1 spot. That's the Boston 5.
Aggressive move to the bucket, and the D is ready for it.
Tolliver kicks to Smith. Pass to Marjanovic. Hangs in the air, and the layup is up and in. And it's an 11-point Detroit lead.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Rozier, covered by Smith. Offensive rebound. Baines dishes to Tatum. Goes up again, and the rejection by Marjanovic.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
A shot by Johnson, no good.
Even that close to the bucket, that's a very tough finish in that kind of traffic.
Watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right? And master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor. Just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team and terrific size at his position. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
And he'll shoot free throws there. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the call, foul on Boston. And see, what one thing you can always count on is Reggie Jackson and his ability to get a shot off. Just a knack for finding seams in that defense that lead to the rim or getting some open space and putting up a quality jump shot.
Well, you're right, Kevin. That's why he's great in isolation sets with the clock winding down. And also, I mean, he's worked on his pull-up jumpers and floaters to have to be that option.
So often there are some players who have one unstoppable move or something that they'll lean on if their team needs a basket. What did you feel your go-to move was when you were playing?
You know, I've said this many times, I just felt like my go-to move was just get a bucket. And so it depended on where I was on the floor. You know, I love the jump hook from the left block looking in, my 15-foot jumper. 17-foot jumper. I felt that if I came off a pick and roll and I caught the ball live, I could drive or I could shoot the jumper that if you were a big fella, you had my mercy. And so, those were really my spots on the floor to really try to do damage. So, it's just about the point guard, the team that you're playing with, where shooters are on the floor, in case you get double teamed, and just kind of knowing your game. And so I felt comfortable on many spots on the floor, and depending on what spot on the floor, time and possession, that's where I was going to go and just try to be successful.
I always felt you read well. You reacted well after your read.
Yeah, because, I grew up on teams where coaches, would want me to do the correct play, and just because you can shoot a jump hook, your favorite shot over two people, but if you have a wide open, great knockdown shooter in the corner, you're supposed to make that pass. And so that's what I mean about, what's your favorite move. It really depends on where I was, because a lot of times it was to get my shot first, and then if I knew the defense was coming, it was to identify where that next guy was going to be. So if I didn't score, I was going to get the ball to the guy that was. It was an easy way to kind of control the pace and the play from the game from that post position.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. And there are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Lure can hit. Celtics trail by 10 to the inside. Tice, good, and Smart gets the assist.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding an open man.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And Drummond kicks to Lure. The Pistons working the ball around now. They grab their own miss. Pass to Kennard. From downtown, connects from three-point range. And the Pistons lead by 11.
Love seeing the offense run through the big man. Drummond with great vision and terrific feet.
Dishes to Hayward. Back to Irving for 3. That shot goes in. He now has 3 field goals and 6 misses today.
And that's how you answer back. Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going out.
And Lure gets it to go.
But if you thought the D was going to tighten up on him here in the second quarter, think again.
The Celtics have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Hayward against Harris. Tice. And the Celtics hit again from deep. Detroit leading by 8. To the left side wing. Here's Lure. Second chance shot. The shot off that time. Great D that time from Irving. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the backcourt players tonight for the Pistons.
And the front line carrying the load offensively. They always say, reward the big men. And credit the guard for getting them the ball and enabling these guys to fill it up.
They signed Brad Stevens to a 6-year contract to lure him away from Butler in college basketball. Chris, they were very confident he'd be a great coach.
Well, they might want to pull out their pen and have him sign another 6-year deal real quick, because he's already established himself as one of the league's top coaches.
A shot by Hayward, wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Drummond passes to Lure. From beyond the arc, buries the long-range jumper. Lure's got 11 points. Boston's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Picked by Horford. Here's Hayward, and count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And that's the part of Horford's game that doesn't garner much attention. Great at setting screens to spring open his teammates.
And there had been a will he or won't he feeling with Gordon Hayward's free agency. Tough choice, I gotta believe, for him to leave Utah, but you can see why he wanted to join forces here with the Celtics.
And Boston was the heavy favorite to sign Gordon Hayward, and ultimately the opportunity was just too hard to pass up.
And he's reunited with his college coach, Brad Stevens. This team has a great path to make a deep playoff run, and this just adds another star to a very balanced roster.
Irving dishes to Hayward. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Taking a look at some stats for Al Horford. He's one of the standouts over the last month. He's averaging 11 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Solid numbers, the kind of production we expect. And frankly, I think he's got another level to take it to.
Yeah, think about this. He definitely has the skill set to put up even bigger numbers. It wouldn't be a surprise to see that in the coming days.
Here's Kennard, guarded by Smart. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Horford.
2 shots, gentlemen.
And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
The first free throw is good. And he makes both free throws. Chris, I know that when you go through a season, there are certain matchups that you love and certain ones that you don't. When you were playing, which other power forwards did you just dread, just did not like going up against?
Well, Kevin, I would kind of change that and say dread to me was love, meaning that I dreaded and I loved to go up against Tim Duncan because you knew you had to be prepared that night. I loved and I dreaded going up against KG. You know, I played in the era where in 1 week I could have played against Shaq, Rasheed Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon. This is all on the West Coast, so for me, you know, I dreaded the Western Conference, but what's so good about it is that you just have to be prepared, and you can't dread the NBA. It's like you grew up wanting to play against the best players in life, and so I really love the fact that I had to be my best every night, or you're going to get embarrassed in the league. So it was every power forward.
Never an off night, was there, Chris?
Never an off night, and you know, so I can't say I dreaded Karl Malone over Barkley or Olajuwon over David Robinson or Tim Duncan over KG. It's just like, hey man, you got to put your big boy pants on, get ready, and go to work, baby. Put your hard hat on.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Well, Tobias Harris, now he's a player, he gives you a little bit of everything. He can spot up if you put a bigger guy on him. He can take you down low and drag a small if you switch on to him. Love his game.
Hey, you talk about the matchup problems Harris can create, Chris. He has been viewed as a tweener in the past, but while that can be a problem for some, C-Rep, it's a blessing, I think, for him.
Well, he's the type of player you want to throw into the game and not worry about what position it is. I mean, you just let this kid go. Tell him, hey, go do you. And that's what he's been doing.
Brown outside. Can they get it? And Galloway pulls it down.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Well, we like to keep you up to date on the fresh talent in the league, so let's check in on the rookie block leaders. Second is Jason Tatum.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued, it takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
The free throw drops from Marjanovic.
And the Celtics trade for Kyrie Irving, sending shockwaves back in August. Never before had a pair of 25-point-per-game scorers swap teams in the offseason. That's what you call a blockbuster.
And the Pistons making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Pistons leading by 18. Here's Tolliver. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Tolliver's got his first bucket of the night.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success. And no doubt Irving and IT, both elite offensive weapons. But Irving, 6 inches taller, perhaps more defensive upside, and 3 years younger. The Celtics feel he fits their timeline.
Galloway with the bucket.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Tatum kicks to Baines. They set the pick. A three from Morris. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Terrific use of the catch-and-shoot jumper from Morris, catching the D flat-footed and torching them as a result.
Here's Johnson. Good work defensively by Morris. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And the pass to Rozier. Nice ball movement by Boston. And slam dunk by Tatum.
And you know Tatum wants to make a statement. Anytime he can get all the way to the rim, the D's going to have to do a better job of keeping the body on him.
Tolliver for 3. Marjanovic passes to Smith. He kicks to Galloway. Here's Marjanovic, and he hits the buzzer beater!
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
I like that. Even though he's in a hurry, he still remains under control.
And so is Detroit, with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active hands on the defensive end and really got us all hyped up. And, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Right out of the gates, it was Detroit setting the tone. They had great chemistry early on, both offensively and defensively, stringing together an impressive 8-0 run to jump on top early. They did not slow down much, as by the end of the quarter, they were still up 11. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm. As smart and as safe as they're playing, they made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
What going on there as we welcome you back to Boston? That shot taken from the observation deck at the Prudential Center. Detroit leading by 19 points. On the floor for Detroit, Lure and Drummond together down low. Reggie Jackson out there with Kennard, and it's Harris in at the small forward. And that one's good. Drummond.
Excellent play call and a slow reaction by the defense on that play.
The Celtics shooting around 40% from the floor here. Jackson against Irving. Tries from 10, tips it up, and it's Horford with the extra effort. Horford's got 6.
You have got to box out Horford on the glass, given his size.
Pass to Kennard. He feeds it to Lure. This one for 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand. The shot's good from Gordon Hayward.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Yeah, talent in this league has it so that now pretty much every team can push the pace. You have to get back on defense.
And Lure gets it to go. He's got 14. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Now here's Smart, guarded closely. Six on the shot clock. From 12 feet out, and it's sent back by Drummond.
All right, shooters have to be careful when Drummond is roaming nearby. He is a defensive menace who takes his shot blocking very seriously.
And stolen by Horford. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Three-pointer, Hayward, rejected by Harris. And now the Pistons, fast break. Jackson's got the ball, will not go. This is off the front iron. The kick out to Irving. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got his 5th assist in this one. Pistons leading by 17. So the wing on the left. Drummond in the post, working on Horford. And it's good, 2 points.
Timeout.
Drummond's got 12.
And the play is all about Drummond and his solid fundamentals, just taking his time and getting a high-quality chance as a result.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And Gordon Hayward has increased his scoring average every season he's been in the league. And couple that last year also a career high in offensive efficiency. The guy is just a budding superstar.
Irving kicks to Hayward. Beyond the arc. And it's Lure with the rebound. Lure's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Chris, usually the guys who score a lot of points get all the attention. But if you had to pick some who don't get a lot of credit for the way they fill it up, who would some of those names be?
That's tough. I think anytime you have a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, who's a big guy and one of the top leading 5 scorers in the league, I think he doesn't get enough credit for scoring. His teammate, Anthony Davis, probably because of his record and his team not winning as much, doesn't get enough credit. Kawhi Leonard, because he's quiet and unassuming, doesn't grab that credit. And then you got guys like Gordon Hayward, who's just coming onto the scene, Kemba Walker, who's exciting, and Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's a lot of guys that don't get enough credit. And you want to go to the West Coast and go back to point guards, go to Damian Lillard, who felt he was snubbed as an all-star. But that's the great thing about this league. So many great players, you better play hard every night to get some credit, because if not, someone else is deserving to have their name up there just as well.
No good on the shot. Good work defensively by Horford. Celtics trail by 20. Kicks it to Irving. And the Celtics with possession here. Shoots the 3. Boston, no good that time either.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Offensive rebound. Lure. Banked in off the glass. Lure's got 6 here in this quarter.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Outside Irving. Over Jackson. Again, Irving missing.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really, right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Jackson up top, covered by Irving. Shot clock at 6. Chalk up 2 there. And that's now 8 points for Reggie Jackson.
Even when the defense is on him, Jackson buries these jumpers. He's used to having a hand in his face.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. Boston making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Langston Galloway's checked in for Detroit. Smith comes in for Reggie Jackson. Rejected by Harris.
And Harris just using that long reach. If it's so well on defense, shooters have to be more careful or he'll rise up and swat your shot away.
And the Pistons making a change here. Marjanovic is checked in. Detroit's gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Now Smith, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, you hear that? No, you don't hear anything. They silenced the crowd with this big lead. No sign that they're letting up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Tatum, he's checked in for Hayward. And it's Brown in for Smart.
Well, Langston Galloway, the undrafted guard out of St. Joseph. Now, look, he flew under the radar on draft day, but has proven that he could be a rotation player in the NBA. Just a natural scorer at the point guard position.
In the corner, Horford with it. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. On the wing, Johnson. Slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, to me, it looks like Johnson wants to be in the dunk contest. And now, and soon, what a throwdown.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Here's Brown. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for two. Brown's got 5. Now with Galloway, he can run an offense, but his main draw is his shooting and his ability, Chris, to create scoring chances. Very hard to contain at times.
And you like having that scoring punch he brings off the bench. Decent shooter from deep who can stretch a defense. Not really an efficient scorer, but he looks to act as a catalyst.
The shot's good from Irving.
I like when Irving turns on the jet. Amazing quickness on the drive from the speedy guard.
To the left side wing. Fires from deep. And Boston with the rebound. Inside, here's Brown, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Swingman Jaylen Brown trying to find his way in the league. He had a really good playoff last year, and he's kind of a renaissance man. Plays the guitar, studies foreign languages, is captain of his high school chess team, but he doesn't want none of me, though. You know, I'll get him in chess.
The first one falls. Chris, bench celebrations can be seen as showing up the other team. Is there a balance in your mind of how players can celebrate without maybe rubbing it in the other team's face?
I mean, this isn't baseball. You know, if basketball was baseball, if we hit a home run, then we could trot, turn around, spin. We don't, you know, you have respect for your players by how hard you play against them, by preparing for them, by, you know, not playing dirty. But basketball, no. No, the culture is in the parks. The culture is with guys that play, and the bench should have as much fun. I love watching the benches go crazy. Think of how hard those guys on the bench work all season long and may never get in. What's wrong with being hyped for your teammates? No, I don't think it should be turned. I love it. Actually, I think some of these benches need to turn it up even more. Hopefully, we get a better show on the bench.
Shots good by Baines. Baines has got his second bucket tonight.
And how about that floor awareness there from Tatum? That does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Tolliver kicks to Galloway. Shoots from 8. Bank shot, no good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Rozier. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. There's the screen. Feeds to Baines. Shoots a 3. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got 7 points.
Oh, beautiful looking 3-ball from Rozier, really expanding his range.
Smith outside. Shoots from 12. And Boston with the rebound.
You can't be missing shots like that in the post. That'll get you a spot on the bench.
And the basket by Rozier.
Well, he's doing his best to get them back into this game. He's been money from the field.
To the middle. Here's Marjanovic. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
But yeah, I mean, you're already getting dogged out there. I mean, and now he's landing body blows.
The screen from Brown. To the paint, off the pick. Morris, no good. Pistons leading by 23. Johnson dishes to Tolliver. Passes it to Marjanovic. Shoots. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Boston's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Here's Rozier, covered by Smith. And here's Morris for 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, yeah, Morris is just a tremendous shooter. He has great touch from beyond the arc.
So the wing on the left. Smith kicks to Galloway. There's 42 seconds left here in the third quarter. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5. Boston's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Rozier the pass to Brown. From the high post. That one off the back iron and out. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And there's the feed to Tolliver. Takes a 3. Hits it from three-point range. Tolliver's got 5.
Wow. Smith is just an incredible distributor, a genuine floor leader. He knows where to dish the rock.
Here's Rozier, covered by Smith. Rozier kicks to Baines. There's the dish to Brown. Morris, left side. 1 second left. And another basket for Boston.
Now, Kevin, you can see that Morris is a real student of the game, knowing exactly where to be off the screen.
And so it's the Detroit Pistons in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when we come back, we lift it.
One of the team's great young teachers, Brad Stevens, wanting his guys to control the tempo.
Yeah, and he feels if they push it, if they attack intelligently, it's going to be to their advantage.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Rozier's out there with Brown. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then it's Tatum. That's the Boston 5. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
And that's turnover number 2 on the game, doing a nice job in terms of ball control.
Marcus Smart's checked in for the Celtics. Detroit also making some changes. Kennard, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. And it's Jackson in for Ish Smith. Here's Rozier. Smart, wide open, he fires. Offline with his 3. And here we go, the Pistons fast break. And he uses the glass on the layup. Harris has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Detroit. Chris, as we all know, you grew up in the Detroit area. It's a town that has seen glory days and hard times. Talk about what it means to you to come from Detroit and what you see in the future for the Motor City.
Well, it means everything to me to be a Detroiter. I think that's what made me successful in my career, is that I took on the heart of the city and the fact that it's a hard-hat town, a blue-collar town, and you have to earn your keep, and you have to wish positive for the future. And so it's been great coming from there, and it's hard times being from there. You know that we're resilient, and so it's great to see positive energy enter back into the city. It's great to see the Pistons play in the city for the first time in over 20 years, and so I see the future is bright for Detroit because Detroiters are always there. And as long as we have the people, everything else will be great.
You and I broadcast the last game in the Palace, and I'm wondering what you think the impact will be with the Pistons, as you just talked about, in their brand new building.
I think the impact would be great, but for fans. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to see the city. I wanted to see our team play. And I only lived a few miles from downtown, but about 30 or 40 miles from the Palace. And so I'm happy that the kids that supported the team, that dreams about being a Piston one day, I'm glad they finally get to go to a game. I'm glad that Detroit finally gets to really call the Pistons their own. What is it going to do? It's going to infuse positivity. And so hopefully for everyone, it's a positive environment.
Pass to Tatum. Here's the pass to Rozier. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, going up against a big run, trying to mount one of your own, I mean, it's exhausting and takes a tremendous amount of energy here.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated.
Tice. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And something we see now in the modern NBA, Chris, is that players will try and recruit other players in free agency, sometimes almost leading up to free agency. How often do you think that happens now, and how is that, say, different from when you played?
It's a lot different from when I played. I think guys wanted to play together, but we did not recruit or try to play together with each other because of the way that the rules were in collective bargaining and because of the way the game was at that time. At that time, even if you had a friend that was your very close friend off the court, you wanted to beat him for bragging rights on the court. Back then, it was more of, can my team beat your team? Not can we play together. I'll tell you what, with friends that I had in the league at that time, that would have been pretty cool to play with some of my friends that I think were great players. But I just think it's just been a line in the sand. It's just changed. I think a lot of it's changed because we're playing basketball at younger ages. Guys are playing and traveling the country and know each other from ages 10, 11, and 12. So they have honest, genuine friendships and really want to play together. And so I don't really think it's a problem. But it's interesting watching these super teams and how all of this is developing. It definitely didn't happen in my day, and I'm just now, I won't say getting used to it, but I'm just now recognizing that, man, it's okay to play with your friends, I guess.
Here's Larkin, guarded by Jackson. Pass to Yabusele. Boston again missing.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc. They still can't cash in on that.
This is to Bullock. He kicks it to Moreland. In the corner, it's Harris. Just 5 on the clock. A nice shot by Ellenson.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Larkin. It's deflected. Here's Moreland. He dishes it to Ellenson. And there it is for him. Ellenson's got 6 here in this quarter.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Here's Larkin. Boston, no good that time either. Detroit with the ball. Really controlling it now with an 18-2 run here. Bullock, good, and Harris gets the assist.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
They set the pick. Passes it to Ojala. Going back to your playing days, Chris. You were drafted by